So I think it's funny that developers sometimes say like, oh, the designer changed the colors again. But developers are allowed to change things too. So why is it such a big deal that designers are changing things when developers are also allowed to change things, right? We refactor classes, we rename types, we add dependencies like from third-party sources. So how come that when we change something, it's fine, but when a designer changes something, it's really annoying? And I think it comes down to the fact that the designers and developer relationship is sort of unidirectional. Like the designer will come up with designs for a developer to implement, so that the developer actually, is building something, and then halfway if the designer changes something, it's kind of frustrating to be like, I just implemented this screen, so now I have to change the screen again. So when I say unidirectional, it's not fully unidirectional, because developers and designers, they do talk. I mean, hopefully in your company, it's not just a situation where a designer just comes up with a design, it's like, here you go, good luck implementing it. No, during the whole process, and it's usually with sprints and everything, a designer and developer are working together, right? But still, there is this kind of like hand-off situation where a designer will be like, okay, we are done, this is the design, and now it is given to the developer for him or her to implement. And then the designer can maybe still change their mind, right? Maybe they realize they used the wrong color, or maybe they wanted to maybe increase contrast a bit for accessibility, or maybe they're changing colors for, just vibes. So the question isn't so much about like, why do designers keep changing colors? It's more about like, what processes do we have to make changing things more sustainable for everyone? Let's say you have a mobile app and you implement some designs, right? Meanwhile, the design is maybe not fully done, so you're already starting earlier, which is great. But then you need some way for a designer to also update their designs without you as a developer being like, oh, it's changed again. So one way you can achieve this is by thinking about some sort of design system. So a system where you make certain rules about what the colors are, what the spacing is, what fonts are being used. And with certain processes, you can make it easier for a designer to update this without even needing a developer right away. So for example, in some flows, you could say that a designer can make even a pull request with just color changes, which is quite easy in some cases. If in the code base, it's just a list of colors, right? They can go to the web client and just change the colors and then tell the developer like, look, I changed the colors, just please check my merge request or pull request and take it from there. They can even just give a list, right? And there are other workflows for this to work where a designer can come up with changes and developer just gets this sort of signal that it is being updated. Maybe with a little help, they can make it fully last. But that should not be as painful, right? And the idea behind a good process is that the cooperation between the designer and developer is way better, right? It's about, instead of being frustrated with each other, like, oh, the designer is coming up with things, the developer is implementing it wrong. It's about, being connected. So it's about speaking the same language and having tools that allow you to update and make changes and make sure the cooperation is just better. Now, if you want to learn more, please check out the Mobile System Design book, where I go entirely in depth about how to achieve this and how to change the cooperation between designers and developers in a good way.